Okay, so this is Wednesday, April 5th, 2017. It says 11:19 a.m. on the clock. Um, so I got about 8 hours sleep. Good. Usually I just get like 3, 4, 5, 6 hours, so I think I got a full 8. I feel pretty groggy though. It was a pretty intense dream, so this is what I'm sharing. Um, well, my twin has been coming into my dreams a lot lately, and then last night, whoa. Because usually I'm kind of just observing him trying to interact with me in some way, but this time I actually okay. Because I was talking to God yesterday, and I said, what is? Have I not forgiven him all the way? How come every time in the dream when he's trying to like approach me and like open up to me and this kind of thing, why am I like standing there like with the death stare and my arms crossed, kind of energy radiating back at him, and not responding back to him or anything, just kind of like observing, like like just suspicious of not trusting. Okay, and so I was just like, God, please take the spirit of distrust off me, because I love him unconditionally. I trust him. I forgive him. These are the feelings that I truly feel in my heart. So it's got to be some spirit trying to like get me to not trust him. Okay, so I prayed for that, and God heard my prayers, and so the dream last night was very different. Um, there was one thing he said, and I'm trying to remember, but the one specific thing that I do remember. So he came to me and he had like all his baggage and stuff, like his like suitcase and like all this stuff, boxes and stuff. Like he'd come home, okay? Um okay. Let me just there was just a few different parts I'm trying to organize. Um Kind of like at this, it was like I saw him coming with all that, and it was like I was talking on the phone with my dad at the same time, but there was no phone, and he wasn't there. He wasn't present, because he's in New Mexico. So, okay, so this conversation, it was my dad's voice, and he was saying how, oh yeah, because we used to live north of San Francisco, and he goes, oh yeah, we're moving to San Francisco. And a reader that I watched last night, it was odd because I was looking for twin flames, and her Pisces video came up under the twin flames, and and she's a Pisces, but her just the Gemini zodiac for April. So okay, so and my twin, his moon is Pisces. He's a Pisces moon, and yeah, the reading very much resonated with what I think. This dream kind of had the same energy. Um, so at one, okay, so I'm talking with my dad, and he said he's going to be moving to San Francisco, which is still quite a distance from where I am now, but it's drivable and it's in California. So, but she said she was in San Francisco, so I was like, you know, I don't know if that was God saying my dad's going to be moving closer or what, or that just entered my dream because um, her saying that. And I was like, oh. So, in the dream, so after that, so he's come, I talked to my dad. Now, we're um, inside and he's laying on the bed, like on his side, like he's resting, like he'd traveled a long distance kind of thing. And so you usually want to rest, right? Just lay down and stretch out. And I asked him if he was happy, and he said, I don't know why, it was just out of the blue. There was no conversation leading up to that. He was just laying there, and I was sitting next to him, sitting up, but sitting on the bed next to him, with my legs up on the bed, and looking at him, and I said, are you happy? And he said, not yet. Not yet. And it had a lot to do with how much I was letting him into my heart, I think. And then he was in the tree, like, he had like a friend, like a guide that works with both of us, I think, was trying to tell me he's ready for you, he wants to come to you. But it's like I still have this um I was hesitant, but I worked through it in the dream because I was aware of the spirit of distrust and the prayer that I had made. And so he was like sitting propped up in this tree, but his arms and head were like down in his jacket, like a turtle kind of, like he was in a chrysalis, sort of. His legs were out. He wasn't fully emerged out of it. His head and arms were still inside it, but his legs were in it. And he was propped up kind of like in a V of a tree, you know, where the trunk splits off and you can kind of sit cradled in there. And then and then when I asked him if he was happy, he said not yet. So they're emerging. Okay, they're not fully they're still partially in the chrysalis phase, but they are emerging. Parts of them have emerged. And yeah, they may feel good, but they're not necessarily happy all the way yet. And that makes sense because we're not really fully like integrated, merged, complete, all that until every aspect, and the physical is one of those aspects. So yeah, I've been having pretty intense dreams lately. He's come through a few times. I think there was a dream that I might have missed that I didn't share. Oh, there was an element, and it was like the same guide, and I think this was a different, yeah, this was a different dream. But I think I had that when I shared the dreams that I had of him last time, but I just forgot to mention that. Or maybe I did mention it, but I'm going to mention it again really quick. So the guide that I felt like was working with both of us in this dream, okay, so this past dream, the one I forgot to mention, one of the elements that I left out was my twin came to me and he said, like, kind of referring to our guide that we share, whoever it is, so maybe Asaph, but he goes, he's going to let you know the time, or let you know when to be there, something like that. And there was this kind of this grouping, kind of like in this courtyard kind of area, reminded me of San Joaquin Delta College. It was kind of like surrounded by buildings but open. Okay, so sun was coming in and all that. And there was, I'm assuming they were twins, and he had like a piece of paper with times and dates and stuff on it. I didn't get a specific like that. I more had, see, this was a few days ago or last week or something, so I still had the spirit of distrust. And when my twin told me that, I just kind of, again, with the arms crossed, furrowed brow, like, why are you here? Why do you want to know? Why do you want to spy on me and be where I'm supposed to be in this, time and place or whatever? Why are you trying to eavesdrop? That was like that. And he was just trying to help me, like, this guy's gonna let you know where and when. So, my twin is being extremely patient with me while I'm working through the distrust. And because if it keeps coming up, but in the 3D when I'm awake, I'm like, no, it's good. And then in my dream, I'm doing that, reacting to him like that. And I'm like, no, there's got to be something that I'm not facing then. Please, God, let me know what it is. Because, I can't put my finger on it. So, I think it's just to, not slip back into thinking about the past and what your twin had done. And just exes, men in my life, period, that have made me be distrustful. And it's a horrible feeling because it really is disengaging. It really takes you out of the oneness. So that's what I'm working on. Is I have forgiveness and stuff. It's not that. It's the trust to go into the future with, and to be in this now, feel safe in this now with this person. So, but it is you. You know what I mean? So they're just, we're going to be mirroring each other. So that's what's very important right now, to keep your thoughts aligned with your authenticity, your feelings aligned with your authenticity, your actions, your everything. Okay, so didn't want to make that too long. That's about 10 minutes, so we'll leave that there. I love you guys. Blessings to you all. Peace be upon you all.